Okay, friends, what we got here is a lovely little Johnson Red 2036. Now, as we all know, Johnson Red is an arm of Husqvarna, come out of the same factory. So they're every bit just as good as a Husqvarna. Now, granted, it's a plastic saw, it's a homeowner's saw, but it's still a great little saw for the homeowner. And I use these when I run me loppers. I can only lop about inch diameter, and then the loppers start to bend, and then you know, with the loppers and then you start walking around the branch and trying to cut it, and then you start and then you snap the blade on the old. Get the hand action, the old anvil type loppers, not the bypass. They're no good, because when you give them heaps, when you give them the berries, they just spread like a dud pair of scissors. So this is good for anything, inch up to, well, full cutter bar, say 14 inch, 12 inch, and it'll cut anything. It's all about the chain. Now, for you Canadian viewers, I've got some bolts I've got to take out here on the rewind to put my air deflector back in, because I had a problem with the coil arrangement being this one here. Now, I had no spark when I first got to it, so the first thing you do is you disconnect the ignition switch, take all the earths off, because you might have a dud earth going to the coil. Well, that's what I do. You've got to keep in mind, I'm an expert. Now, an X is a has-been, and a spurt is a drip under pressure. So I'm well qualified to be in here. I got all the tickets, and I got them on myself. Now, I've had it running. Had no spark, pulled the coil off. Underneath the coil, where the two laminations come down and rub on the magnet, chock-a-block full of grease and sawdust. So bad earth arrangements, not creating that magnetic flux as good as it could be. So I detailed everything there, and give it a shot down the carby with the old down the carby with this thing. Alright, works bit of two-stroke in the old oil can. Down the carb, away you go. Be careful with that, it's very easy to flood them. And then you've got to pull your arm, you've got to turn the saw upside down, and it gets difficult when you flood them. Now, I've got to reinstate this, so that will be easy done by this arrangement. Now, once again, I'm working in a dust-free, unencumbered workbench, very dust-free. Gets to the stage where you can't, you're looking for that Allen key or that Torx driver. You can't find it anywhere on the bench, and then you look in your pockets, and then you go and sit down. Jesus, what's that getting me in the backside? You put it, yeah, oh, there's the torque wrench there. About 2 hours later. So that might be an age thing, maybe. Not too tight with those. Let's bang the earth back on the coil. My fingers don't work. We'll use some pointy nose pliers. I was almost going to say snap lock pliers there, but so that's in. Now, this thing. I'm I'm guessing it sits like that. Very important to pull that starter to get all your dogs and pawls and indexed in. Now I bought this just recently as a non-runner for about the price of a cup of coffee, and and very careful with these screws because they're that coarse, soft tapper kind of thread, and they're only into plastic. And once they're stripped, you've got to get in there with the old 24-hour Araldite or the JB Weld, and so feel the tension. Now we've got turn it on, choke on, give it a couple of pulls, see what action we get. Choke in. Well, friends, that'll do. Sounds like the chain is ridiculously tight. Tighter than a bloody tightrope. So we go in here and we have a look. We go. Got some residue in here. With these plastic saws, they suffer because people buy them and they think that they're a lumberjack. They use them on a 40-degree day. They don't feel how hot the saw is getting inherently, and or they try and drive it with the bloody chain brake on, and the bloody thing doesn't go, or just gets smoke out of here, and next thing, and this is all melted, and next thing you know, that's put it that much heat into the motor that it's upset the coil pack doesn't want to work. I can't remember whether these have got linings on the clutch or not. They might be metal to metal, but if it's got clutch linings on it, they burn the clutch linings off. They get the plastic case down here that hot that it warps and distorts, and next thing you know, you've got an air leak, or it might be a spring onion or a shallot, but I think it's a leak because it's a big one. The plastic housing distorts, you've got crankshaft seals not working, and then of course you're losing crankcase pressure, so then the two-stroke motor cannot possibly transfer. So there you go, that's just a quick one on the Johnson Red 2036 Turbo. So this is Blockhead, and I'm out.